Gmail is good for more than just contacts and messaging, though. It also supplies calendar data from the Google Calendar. And calendar application in the Epic 4G supports multiple calendars, so you can have any number of Google calendars in. You can also pull in Exchange data and stuff like that. Right now I've got a single calendar coming in. This is the agenda view, and there's also day view, week and month. And naturally it works in landscape orientation as well. Tap on one of these events just so you can see what it looks like. And we can create a new event. This is the Sprint hotspot system. You can see I'm going to turn that on. So I had to turn off Wi-Fi, and as a result it's trying to find 4G connections, and it's just failing. And every once in a while you're going to just see these notifications coming up saying 4G disconnected, even though it was never connected in the first place. Gets to be kind of annoying. So if you're not in a 4G area, you're definitely going to want to turn off the 4G service entirely, just to save you some aggravation as well as some battery life. You can see up there that notification there, the little icon shows that the hotspot's enabled, meaning that other devices could come in and connect to our Epic 4G and use it as a, in this case, 3G modem, or hopefully in other locations a 4G modem. This is the Epic 4G's browser. You can see everything works quite nicely. The 1 gigahertz processor on the device makes sure everything speeds along pretty quickly. Again, we're on a Wi-Fi connection since there's no viable 4G signal here, even though we're in a 4G coverage area outside of Philadelphia. Flip over and show you that there's Windows support. So I'm going to load up the full page. And even though it looks like things are missing here, I have to admit that that's a problem with some of the Flash-based ads that are running on the site. The same thing happens on some other devices. Of course, we can switch into landscape mode. We have, as the notification says there, double tap zooming. And of course there's also multi-touch zooming as well. Browser experience on this is quite nice, and there is Flash support, but it is not the Flash 10 support that you would hope for. This is still an older Flash 9 revision. This is one of Adobe's sites used to identify Flash versions here. You can see it says we're running 9.1. Once we get Froyo on this device sometime in the future, we would hopefully get access to the full 10.1 browser add-on. This is the Kik video chat application, and we're not having a heck of a lot of luck with it, but I'm going to give it a shot here. Calling Todd Hazelton. Looks like we're coming up. And there's Todd. Todd, do you hear us? No, we've got no audio whatsoever. How about now? Todd, do you hear us? Looks like he hears me, but I hear nothing back. Nod your head, Todd, if you can hear us. Okay, so we've got the same problem. Whoever's calling can be heard, and whoever receives can't be heard unless they push the talk button. Try pushing the talk button on your end, Todd, and seeing if I can hear you. Yeah, I don't hear anything you're saying, so how about you give me a call back? Okay, so this time it looks like Todd's going to be able...
I don't think I can hear you.
Right.
Unless you hold down the talk button.
We hear Todd, but now I'm going to press the talk button here. So hopefully Todd hears me at this moment. This has been absolutely horrible. This just isn't working well at all.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can hear you when you hold down that talk button.
Okay, so I think that's more than enough demonstration of how bad this app is right now, so we're going to move on to something else. Thanks, Todd.
All right, bye.
The Samsung Epic 4G supports Sprint's visual voicemail system. Here's a sample message just so we can see how it works. It's nice you can quickly sync back and forth, replay things, pause, continue, and when you're all done with it, of course, you can just delete it. You can see up here we've received a new text message. If I tap on it, it will take us directly into the text message viewer, and you can see it's nicely threaded. It's not as colorful as on some other Samsung devices, but totally usable. Naturally works in both landscape and portrait mode. And while there's no support for instant messaging from AIM, MSN Live, or Yahoo built in, you do have Google G Talk, and you can see the notifications come up the same way as they do in text messaging. And the system looks fairly simple, except it's a white-based system. There are subtle colors showing that the cyan color shows inbound messages, and the white ones are outbound messages. I've loaded up AllShare, which is Samsung's DLNA application. I'm going to see if I can demonstrate playing a video off of one of the network attached storage devices I've got on the network. And here it is. So this is actually coming off of a 2 terabyte network disk system, and it's playing over Wi-Fi going directly to the device. Just like on Motorola Droid and some other devices, it's a little spotty, but in general this one seems to work better than Motorola's implementation. This is the camera application in the Epic 4G. You can see you can just point and press the shutter button to focus. But you also have the option of tapping on the screen to focus somewhere off center, like this. Shoots 5 megapixel photos, and I can pull up the settings here and you can see that. A couple different options. Switch over to video mode. Again, go into settings, choose the resolution. We're going to go into full 720p HD video. We're now recording the video, and we're going to move around a little bit. You can see it's nice and clear. It's 1280 by 720 resolution, 30 frames per second. We'll pop over here and give it a quick play. Really good quality video. If I jump out to the gallery, you can see how the photos and videos are organized. Some cool functionality using the accelerometer. There's a 6-axis accelerometer in the Epic 4G, which should be good for gaming. Pretty cool, no matter how you look at it though. Take a look at one of the photos. You can see there's a lot of sharpness there. It's a pretty good image. This shot with the flash on, as was this, and you can see the difference between without flash and with flash. The flash is quite well modulated. Sometimes when you're taking the photo it looks like it totally blows out the screen white, but the results are usually quite good, like this. And just because I've yet to show it otherwise, I'm going to place a call so you can see how it works. Speaker button.
Thank you for calling Sprint 411. Press 1.
So overall, I've been quite pleased with the Samsung Epic 4G. I do have a couple of issues with it. You notice that the touch-sensitive buttons right here just disappeared, and I just touched the device, so you really are shooting blind a lot of times trying to find those buttons. They really just need to stay on a lot longer than they do. It was one of the first things I noticed when I started playing with the device at the Samsung launch event. Another thing that bothers me is the fact that even though I'm in a 4G zone and you can't go anywhere around here without seeing advertisements for 4G network support, not only is the coverage relatively poor, and you can see I'm not getting any signal whatsoever when I switch on switch off Wi-Fi and allow 4G to go on. But on top of that, you're paying an additional $10 per month for the premium data charge, and it just seems quite unfair with the level of the service at this point. While Sprint still offers pretty good deals overall in terms of data and voice packages compared to the larger carriers, charging an additional $10 for something that's largely unusable for most people seems a bit off color. In any case, it's a really nice device. It is expensive though. It's $249.99 with contract after a $100 mail-in rebate. That premium data charge is $10. If you like the Galaxy S class devices like the Vibrant and the Captivate, the Epic 4G is really going to be nice, especially if you're into large QWERTY keyboards like I am. So again, that's the Samsung Epic 4G for Sprint. I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.